Hello and welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack Duxbury. Oz Powers behind the camera, and the OG and the all-time great Andy Mack is in the building.
How you doing, man?
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. First video, we're in straight after the New Year.
Yeah.
We had a little chat. I've seen that 3.0 has been out as an operating system, but you corrected me and said it's just been in beta, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we released it back in July. It was in beta. It did exceptionally well. We had so much feedback from the community. We added some new features and stuff like that. So everyone's been waiting for it to come out of beta. Today, it comes out of beta. But it comes out with some incredible news as well.
Do you want to just say what that news is? Because it is a big boom drop.
Yeah, it certainly is. So we've added native instruments integration with MPC. So all of the standalones can now play a series of plugins and expansions that have been designed with native instruments. It's quite compelling. It gives the producers, the communities, access to the world's best sounds. Incredible sonics. You have, endless styles of expansions, different types of drum samples, libraries. It takes the platform to a whole new level. So yeah, we are super excited about this. And this is just the beginning. And
I've got a ton of questions. I'm sure you out there have all these questions. What does this mean? Because it's a bit kind of game-changing, world-changing.
Yeah.
But before I ruin the video with getting excited too much, do you want to, should we hear some of it?
Yeah, so, well, the first thing is, so this is obviously MPC 3. Most people have already seen this, and it takes the workflow to a whole new level. We've made some real significant changes that push the platform forward. And that's the thing, we're always innovating to push the boundaries of what we can do, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into what these native instruments plugins are. So let's go over to sounds. So this is where you've got your normal sounds page where you see all your plugins. So now if you go to page 2, you get to see the native plugins. So we've got Analog Dreams, Cloud Supply, Homage, Nacht, and Sway. So these are basically MPC additions. So they have a lot of the same presets as the originals, but there's also a lot of new ones in there as well. So, and they sound absolutely outstanding. They really do. So let's dive straight in. You see the interface as well. So interface is very similar to the original native ones, but again, running fully standalone. So again, these run on all of the current generation MPCs. So let's just have a play. So that's wild. Analog Dreams. So basically, if you go into Analog Dreams, so as soon as you load it up, it has a opening preset. You go in and you get all of your different categories. You've got bass, leads, synths, pads, plucks. And then you can go into the actual plugin itself. So it's made up of 2 layers. You've got layer A, layer B, and then you can go into Matrix, where you can access all of your filters. Then we can go into our effects type. So you can pick different types of effects that you can lay onto the sound.
In that plugin instance almost.
Yeah, in that plugin.
Wow.
So it gives you a lot of tools.
Because I'm really familiar with this one from the native instruments world. Yeah. So when you also did that with the XY thing on the screen, because you're adding to it. I can't do that in native world.
And this can also be all fully automated. So again, one of the powerful things about MPC 3 is it's got very powerful automation. We can automate from the touch screen. We can do things from the cue links. You can automate inside your arranger mode. So this really does give you the tools now to really do everything standalone that you want, because the software, even though it's been, I suppose, potentially beat making tools for so many years, it's, everyone wants to start making music on them in a sense of keyboard sounds and everything. So for us, this is really an amazing time for the brands to come together, to be able to bring, you know, incredible sound quality into an MPC. So it's not just for making beats, it's for full music production. And one thing that me and you were talking about earlier is obviously for stage as well. It's like having access to these type of sounds. Like the MPC Key 37 has not only become a really popular studio piece, it's also found its way onto the stage because it's so portable. You've got the ability for triggering samples, but now having access to these plugins, it gives you the ability to really take things to a different level. So that's Analog Dreams. We could spend hours going through these sounds, but I'll jump through some of the different plugins. So I'll just go to Cloud Supply. So now, again, this one is hugely popular, especially in the metro booming land as well. This became like the foundation of a lot of like the whole trap underground beats that are going on in the US, just because of the raw, just the graininess of the sounds. Again, aligning this with the MPC community, massive move forward. So again, as soon as I play some of this stuff, you'll get it straight away. And then we can go into and, you know, drop the 808, beat onto that. And then we can go into Q-Links as well again.
Let's have a flick through some of those presets, because this is a big one, Cloud Supply, and
yeah.
especially some other presets you dig in there.
So again, we go into here, we can go through all the different presets. So let's go through some of the pads as well. Some of these pads on here are pretty just awesome. So
love that integration with the screen. It's what was missing from the experience when I'm with the laptop. In a way, I never played with that bit with the blending. Really, I'm guilty of just.
But you got to think about like these plugins available in standalone products.
Load time was better than I thought.
Oh yeah, load time's really fast. They've been fully optimized for the platform. We'll go through some more presets here. Again, what I love the pads on this product. I just love the pads. So yeah, that's Cloud Supply. But also, you know, one of the things that I always loved about this particular instrument is some of the real dirty pluck sounds as well that it has, like a. You know what I mean?
EQ'd perfect.
Yeah.
Everything. This is when I made the point when this keyboard came out that it was what back in the day we used to get workstations to. Yeah. They were current. This is the only keyboard pumping out current sounds.
See, like. Bit more reverb. Bit of MJ there.
Nice.
MJ. you know, we can see it all day, but yeah, I absolutely adore this one. And you can see
that's and I love the inclusion of the effects and all the other sounds that are in there without having to go out of that screen.
Yeah, and you know, you could just hit double here into the favorites, and then you can just basically save your favorites. So we can go here and just hold it down and go, right, that's my preset, and you're done, and go back into the edit.
Oh, that was good.
You can use like chord modes as well to trigger different types of chords. So again, the possibilities become endless, and every time I come and see you, we're always pushing the boundaries of something, you know. So let's now go to Nacht. So now let's flip into some...
I'm not familiar with this one.
Right, so this is like very like intense kind of techno, really taking the pace up from what we normally do.
Okay, come on, let's get it.
So, but it's funny, right? I absolutely adore the sounds of this thing because again, it's aggressive. And you can really, you know, you got to stay in that minor key. You know, we can't do no major stuff here.
All right, okay.
No ballads going down. So.
The graphics are sick.
The high pass.
Hard.
Mate, we haven't even dropped the beat yet, do you know what I mean? So these are, as you can see on there, so it says like MPC edition as well. So again, going back.
Who would have thunk it?
It's amazing.
And I don't think anyone's seen this coming. I'm very fortunate I'm getting to see it. I don't think anyone is seeing this coming.
The great thing about this is that it puts the greatest tools into the hands into the customer. You know, these products now, you think that we released the first MPC back in 2017, right? And we're now in 2025.
What you're calling the new era MPC
And you can now take these plugins and they will run on your MPC. Brand new software. MPC 3 is completely free. It's a free update for everybody, right? And you can purchase these plugins directly from Native Instruments and run them directly, fully standalone. So, yeah, it's the perfect landscape. It really is. Let's go to Homage. So this is like real lo-fi, like just grainy. As you can see, a bit of the turntable
Great
effect
graphics
there. Oh, I know. Absolutely amazing graphics. So yeah, this really gives you a lot of the, again, very modern style kind of like lo-fi vibes that are going on across all kinds of dance music, to be honest with you. So.
Processing that normally I've got a layer on top of stuff is already in there. Do you mind if I get on this? Because I'm just hooked on this whilst you're playing.
So yeah.
Wild.
And again, you can go through a lot of these different patches.
Oh, and they've got the different layers, haven't they?
Now, the other thing, you gotta remember, like, we could play a melody. So you can play any melody you want. Then you could sample that back in and then chop it up. So there's so many different potentials.
If it was just the sounds alone, it would be a viable kind of product. But then that's the bit. If you haven't seen Andy do his thing, I'm sure he'll do it in a minute, which is this magic trick of then you can make a song with it and you don't have to change the device.
And that's the thing, we haven't even gone into any beat making at the moment, right? But just like I said,
we're showing you the new, and this is the fourth one, Homage.
Yeah. So I'm just going to make a real quick thing, right?
Awesome.
As I normally do. So
you can't help it.
Right, and I just want to just show you something real quick. So we'll just do a... We could resample that really easy, right? But again, just laying in them.
Come on, Andy Mac.
Again, we can just go in and sample that, but hey, we'll move on and do some beat making in a minute.
Right. We've got one more left.
So this is Sway. Again, this is kind of like a mixture between lo-fi, R&B, kind of hip-hoppy, kind of classic house. You can do all kinds of things with this, but again, amazing sounds. Do you want to touch the screen?
Oh, yes, please.
Touch the screen.
I love it.
Find the magic spot.
Yeah. The bottom end's pretty crazy out there.
As well as the 5 Play Series titles, we've also got Native Instruments expansion packs as well, which have been formatted and optimized for, again, MPC. So if we now go into our browser, into expansions, you can now see the 5 titles that we're releasing, which is Faded Reels,
classic.
Global Shake, Hazy Days, Lone Forest, and Rare Vibration. So basically, these have all been formatted, run on the MPC, all of the sounds, processing. So you've got drum kits, 50 kits in each one. You've got key group instruments, and these are bringing, again, world-class sounds from Native Instruments running inside MPC. So let's have a quick listen to these. So here's some of the kits, just as an example. We got. So we can go into this one.
Get it. So the Play Series are more like playable instruments. These are collections of sounds, right?
So let's go. So let's layer some sounds now from Nacht, okay? Put arpeggiator on. So that's just, one kit, one sound, and you could do some damage.
And I'm seeing stuff on that screen.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to you since 3.0 came out.
That's right, yeah.
I'm seeing some things on there that I didn't see before.
Yeah.
Can I get like a cliff notes on what happened in 3?
So we released MPC 3 as a beta in July, and basically it was a huge move forward for the platform because the original MPC workflow had been around for a long time and we needed to update it. There was many things that we wanted to add to the platform, so it needed to be refreshed, it needed to be modernized, and it needed to be more simplified as well at the same time. We were still using a very old method of stringing songs together by patterns, which is still, you can still do that, but everyone's used to DAWs, you know, linear modes and that, and now that's what we have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to load up just going to save that. I'm just going to load up something real quick.
There's so many more visual cues in that screen.
Yeah.
Of like where you were in the arrangements. I used to get lost with that. And then when you flick through to the plugin screen, I was like, that's the dream.
Yeah. So basically, everything's now track to track. And what does that mean? It just means if I load up a drum kit or an instrument on track 1, it stays on track 1. So, you know, if I make, say, 10, 15 beats in a day, track 1 will always be track 1. Where before you could just mix and match things and it got very messy. You imagine working in a DAW and you know you put a drum kit or a plugin on track 1 and then you move to another song and you've changed it around. You're like, oh, what was on track 1 before? I've lost what was there. So now everything's been modernized of how we all function. We've added some real simplistic things so you can access your Excel channel strip. So now you can see your plugins and your outputs. You can jump between your effects. We can just go to effects now. And let's just say I just want to chuck something on here. I can just bring it up straight away, go back, and then I can mute it as well. So you can just deactivate it. So we've done some real quick shortcuts. Again, if you want to go to your send and returns, you can jump between each of them. So as I hit my send 1, I have a reverb here. Send 2 has a delay. So you can navigate very efficiently now, which is fantastic. Now, also, we've added this song arranger as well. So you've got a full-blown linear arranger. So we can zoom in, go into your tracks.
Sick.
What a beautiful way to lay it out like that.
Oh yeah, and also, you know, we could do stuff like this. You can hold down a track, we can just go bounce to audio. So now, if you want to take your MIDI, well, let's just say, for instance, you've maxed out
These things are so, I'm trying to do these at home with other bits of kit, and this is...
So let's just say, for instance, you've, because instance, you can run 8 of these plug-in instruments, right? You can run 8 instances. And what's great about that is you can actually bounce them out as audio. So, which then you can use another 8 and just, you know, so you can run 8 audio tracks, 8 plugins. So there's all sorts of efficient ways that you can utilize the engine of 3.0. MIDI, so we can go into this, we can edit, you can reverse, chop, slice, dice, all of this stuff, move things around. And also what's really cool is that I can hold this down and mute. So you can build up your song arrangement now just by using the screen. So, and you can do automation as well. So if you populate the track, we can go here and go into automation, and then, you know, you could just draw in whatever you want onto that track. So again, when you've got all of these tools, you've got powerful plugins, instruments, samples. Really, people want to go further than just making a beat. You know what I mean? You can actually create and structure your whole song. Then you have all of the effects built in as well to modernize things however you want. So it really does become a self-contained production workhorse. It's super exciting for us to be able to bring these types of tools to the community. Like I said, MPC 3 is a completely free download as well, so you can update your device, get all of these modern features, and now you can integrate and have access to Native Instruments plugins, MPC editions that run directly inside MPC 3.
And you let slip. This is a good time to talk about, you let slip about some of the other products and how this new relationship...
Yeah, so the other thing that we've done is the AKAI MPK range. So you've got the MPKs 249s, you've got the MPK minis, pluses. Basically, anyone who owns one of these will have free access to the Complete Select bundle, which has about 17 instruments, right? Plugins and instruments, everything from Isotope through to Play Series through to Massive X, and you can access it free of charge. all you need to do is just make sure you've registered your product, and you just head over to Native Instruments and you create a native account, and then you can download the plugins free. Anyone who buys one of these, again, will get access to Complete Select, which I think they sell it for about £89 on their website. So now that's completely free, and they've added NKS integration as well, which means that the macros will control all of the instruments. You can go through presets. So again, this is a huge form factor for us, because these are the best-selling controller keyboards in the world, right? And now you can have access to the best sounds in the world, all from one device. So anyone who's starting out their musical journey can access world-class sounds and have, you know, industry-standard hardware that interfaces with any DAW that you use. So again, if you own one of these, register it, get your free native Complete Select bundle, AKAI edition, and if you buy one of these, again, you get access to all of the plugins.
That's a result,
yeah,
isn't it? Come on.
And that's going to be also available for a whole bunch of M Audio controller keyboards as well, which is obviously part of our branding as well, under In Music. So yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Forgive us. Yeah. We can't exhaustively, and also these products, to put it in perspective, they've existed, some of them, for a bit as well. So if you want deeper dives on those,
and all of the information will be on our websites as well. You head over to AKAI, and there's also 3 editions. So there's a beat making edition, there's like a singer-songwriter edition, and there's an electronica edition. So depending on what type of music style that you make, you can just go and download that particular set of plugins, and you get all the tools that you need. It's and what we'll do, we'll put a list up at the end as well, so you can see all of the different instruments. So yeah, man. And you know, you got to think about, like, you know, when we first started out making music, it was a huge investment. It really was, to get yourself set up with, you'd have to buy an expensive sound module and all of these things. And you think now that anyone who wants to get into our industry, right, to think about, you know, do I want to learn how to make music? What amazing tools that there are available now for people to get up and running with incredible sounds, and then it moves them into our industry to become musicians, songwriters, or whatever. That's the part that I love about what we do, is that we're not only speaking to the current generation, we're creating tools for the next generation of musicians and songwriters to give them opportunities to use all of these sounds.
It does seem more accessible if you're just someone from a DAW environment. It feels like you've made that transition even easier than ever.
Yeah, it is, because again, more people want to stay outside of the box as long as they can, and when you start developing these kind of tools and you make the whole process a lot easier for them, they can do more. You know, it's like, oh, I can only chain these things together, so now I want to go into Pro Tools or whatever.
When you showed that arrangement view, that's wild, isn't it?
So
I love that.
Why don't we
make some beats?
Let's make some beats, right? Because we've covered a lot of ground today already.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do...
And the magic trick is always you just crafting bangers in my face. Do you mind if I just make you coffee whilst you do it? Is that right?
No, I want you to sit here for the first one, because I like to see the reaction.
See if I can learn anything.
Right.
We got to remake the video where we try and make with 3.0.
Right.
Let's see if one day I'll be able to sit down and
just try and make some beats.
Just make some beats that are anywhere near as.
So we're going to use the Homage plugin. Okay, so we're just going to go into this, and I've loaded up some of the native expansions as well for the drums. So this is just using 4 or 5 different presets. Right, it's all preset driven, and we'll do a few different music styles as well. So we'll go down here, find some. Loads of reverb on here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to reset that sound. So let's record that down.
The movement in there.
Foundation, right? So if we go to the arranger, you can actually see now where we are. So we'll go to our next sound.
love how you can see it all where you're going.
It's the pinch and zoom as well. That's awesome.
So maybe we could.
All the texture's built into that patch already.
Yeah. So let's put that down. So now we'll put some drums down.
And where's the drums from?
Faded reels. So maybe we let's take the metronome. We'll keep the metronome on. We'll take quantize off. Okay. So we're gonna.
He's going no bag.
And the magic won't really. So we're kind of there, really.
Yeah. And how does that look in 3.0 in the arranger thing?
So we got drums, and now we can keep going. So we can find another sound. We'll just keep going through. See what else we got here. Chop keys, brass. Let's record that down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got some. We can put some bass lines down. I think we'll go.
Oh, come on.
Here we go.
Tell us all. What sound is that from? That sounds amazing.
I finished it, man.
They sit together so well. Yes.
You kind of see where I am with this, right?
When you get to that point, what do you like? Do you work on the arrangement then, or do you play with the pad mutes and effects, like master effects?
Yeah, you know, once you get to that kind of stage, what I'm going to do, I just want to put down the. I'm just going to put that down again for a second. Hold on.
Wild.
This is no quantize as well, remember? So now we got there. So now if we go to our Ranger, eight bars.
But you've got like a cycle bar at the top.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can turn this off, move this around, cycle around. And now we can do our track mutes. But now let's go to channel strip, go to IO sends, and we'll go to outputs.
Oh, you've got beat effects.
Oh yeah. So I'll put a flex beat on that. So what we could do, we could send all the music to a bus group, put some effects on, right? But also what I can do, we can control everything from our Q-Link. So we could go into project. So now I can set up my project to control these parameters. So I could just go, look, let me delete that. Just show you real quick.
Thank you, mate.
Main, outputs, insert, there she is. Turn that on, and now. And we can go into that effect. Let's go patterns, complex. Let's just say we'll go effects, filter. Go back to my Q-Links, edit. This one here, it's gonna get rid of that. Add, main mix, 1 and 2, filter, frequency. Track mute.
I'm wincing because I've recently just bought a whole box that cost me hundreds of pounds to do exactly that.
So, yeah, that's where we're
I
at.
got a whole box for doing that, so I didn't know. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
What a deep bit of kit.
And also,
in any format you want now. It makes sense, I feel like, with the Native Instruments integration, a few years ago I was saying like, this is a workstation killer keyboard, and some people were like, no, it's not. And I think you look back, I'm kind of thinking that we were right.
The thing is, Native Instruments sounds are only tied into the computer, right? This is the first time that they become fully standalone.
Yeah.
We've got the MPC range, which are in the hands of so many producers around the world. The keys have been super successful, but now this takes them to a whole new level. You know, let's make a couple of other tracks, right?
Always,
to finish off.
Always.
We'll go down. We'll do some trap stuff with the Cloud Supply, and then we'll hit on some, aggressive techno again, do some fun.
I'm best off at this moment of being a T-boy, and to recommend you guys that if there's some people that don't subscribe to the channel, and I've been neglecting to do that, haven't I? If you like what we're doing, you like Andy, check out all the past videos we've done with Andy as well.